by tear gas the way we always have. They don't know.
But I'm like the perfect guy to be single because
Creating ways for men to come together.
boom, we are here. We're here. Welcome. Can you turn my headphones up a little bit with the my mic? I love it. If you're listening, rate, share, subscribe. If you're listening, you could also watch the podcast on YouTube, BigMood TV. Also see clips and see everything Eric_BigMood Coach on Instagram. Everything I do is on there. My girl's having an event. If you're in San Diego, go to the Rooted Woman on Instagram. She has an event coming up. BigMood, we're going to go into throwing events in the second quarter. Going into the second quarter, into the third. We're going to start throwing events to have people gather. Actually, and for the people who are on Instagram Live, this is going to die. So let's just be prepared for that. But yeah, we're going to start throwing events, and we want to just have people gather to heal. I want to have people gather to connect with one another. So everything we get to do online, we get to do in person with the select people in the community. We already have our men's group up and rolling. And that's getting great attendance. We have it this week. So if you're in San Diego, come check out our men's group at Freshly Faded Barbershop. Shout out to Derek Banks for holding the space down. It's the barbershop is where, I spent years. I've been going to the barbershop since I was 5 years old, getting my hair cut. And the barbershop has been somewhere. It's been an important part of my life. It's an important part of the Black communities. The barbershop is where everything goes down, have every conversation that needs to be had and gets to be had. So come to the Hearts and Minds Men's Gathering every other Wednesday, going into every Wednesday, starting next week will be every Wednesday. So we're moving forward with that. But go to the Rooted Woman. She's having her womb healing event, her women's healing event. Go network, go heal, go do all that. So anyway, we're here. It's enough plugging shit. Let's talk about what's going on, what's on my chest these days. So I was in conversation with a woman who just got her PhD. And my first question was, so what are you creating? What are you creating? What are you going to create with your life? Not saying she getting a job and getting a job and being hired by someone is not a valid option. But when God qualifies you, when you become qualified, and that qualification may not only be educational and academic, that qualification may be life. Life may have qualified. For me, I have formal education, I have some college education, I have formal certifications out of the ass, but I have life experience that's qualified me to do the things that I do. The business coaching and coaching other coaches, coaching other men is based off of, a lot of it's based off of life experience and coaching and being qualified the way God designed me to be qualified. So the conversation I had with this woman was, if you can create your position, your dream position in life, what would your dream job be? If you can create your dream position in life, what would your dream job be? That's an important question to ask, because we have to remember, we designed this. We can be hired. We can do that route. We can go that route. There's nothing wrong with that route. Being hired, working within a corporation or within a company, that's beautiful. But everyone's qualified to do something. Everybody's been qualified either educationally, academically, through life. So what are you creating with the way God qualified you? What are you creating? Because I've said this on the podcast over and over again. You design this. You're not just, you could just be blowing in the wind, right? That's tight. My girl blows in the wind. Pretty cool. I get to see her blow in the wind. But then we also get to design and create what we want to see change in the world, what we want to happen in the world. We get to do that. she gets to do that. And it's worth it. It's a sacrifice to be able to create what you want in this life. For me, I've been broke. Lord, I've been broke. Jeez, I've been broke. But I was so, there was no part of me that was going to do anything but create my own destiny. There was no part of me that was going to create anything but my own life. So I was dedicated to that. And I believe if you're 100% dedicated to whatever the goal may be, you're going to succeed. If you're 100% dedicated, if there's any quitting you, you're going to quit because it hurts. When I watched my mom get her doctorate, my mom would drop me off in the morning to school, go work. She was a professor at a medical school. She would go to work, come home, take me to football practice, feed us, put us to bed, then stay up all night to write her dissertation. And she did that until she got her doctorate and got her PhD. She had no quit in her. She had a destination in mind, and that was what she was doing. For me, creating my life the way I'm creating my life and designing it the way I'm designing it, there is no plan B. I have no plan B. I have other ways of earning. I have other ways of creating. I have things that are supplemental income. I have things that I do that are there to make sure things are survivable. But I have no plan B. This is what the fuck I'm doing. This is what the fuck I'm doing. So if you are 100% committed to what you're creating, you're going to create it. You design this life. You design this. This is not a blow in the wind. You blow in the wind. Just tight. I blow in the wind a little bit, actually. But you could also grind, put your feet on the floor, get grounded, and create what you want. You're not a victim to circumstance. Life's not happening to you. I've talked about that fucking ad nauseum. Life's not happening to you. What does that stand for? Let's fucking go. Life's not happening to you. It's not. Everything's happening in your favor. Everything's happening to position you and to qualify you the way God designed to qualify you, the way God is preparing you. And I say, God, just get over it. Oh my God, Matt, can you put her outside? Sorry, my dog's tripping. Tina, go. But God's going to qualify you the way He designs. Maybe academically, maybe life experience, however He decides to. You're uniquely qualified to serve others. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy. Shout out to Matt, holding it down. Always holding it down. We're creating, this year is about another year dedicated to creating what we want to create, cause and create in the world. What change do we want to see? My girl's doing it right now. She has a vision of what she wants to see change in the world. So she's she's creating the space to make the difference. That's what we do. You see something in the world you want to change, create the space to make the difference. Create the space to make the difference. That's bars right there. Let that bitch breathe. It's pretty good, right? I'm good sometimes. Sometimes I get on a roll, Come on, somebody. But yeah, thank you, baby. See, my girl's on the Instagram live, supporting me, showing me love. Thank you, babe. But yeah, get to cause and create what you want in the world. You could blow in the wind. That's cool. Blow in the wind. That's cool. But if you want what you dreamed of bad enough, you're gonna do everything that's in front of you. That's in between you and that destination. Sometimes it's being broke. Sometimes it's unsteady. Sometimes it's stress. Sometimes it's, for me, if someone wants to take a call on a Sunday instead of going to church, I'm gonna step out of church. Let that bitch breathe. I'm gonna step out of church and I'm gonna take a call on a Sunday. Oh, I shouldn't be like that. Nope, I gotta keep this business running. There's no days off. I hate to say that, actually, but let me tell you the trade-off. I have a very chill life. I live like a lion. Get my work done. Work when I get to work. Handle what I need to handle, and I sleep and eat. Live a very relaxed life. That's the upside. That's the upside of doing my own thing. I choose not to kill myself. My brother asked me this weekend, he's like, do you ever talk about what you used to do professionally? So here's some of the jobs I did. I was a busser, most recently. Actually, let's go back. So for 5 years in a row, I woke up Monday through Saturday at 3:30 a.m. for a 5 a.m. personal training client. And I was coaching people online. And I was life coaching and mindset coaching. That's what I was doing before recovery coaching. When I started recovery coaching, I was living with people with schizophrenia and substance abuse disorder, living with them, coaching them in their homes or in an Airbnb or wherever they're put. So wherever they were, that's what I did after that. So I was living with people with schizophrenia. This takes a very specific experience. It's a very specific experience. It's a very specific experience. Before that, before I got into fitness, I worked on windmills. I would climb 80-foot windmills and we would replace the blades with cranes that'd be hanging out of the front of a windmill, strapped in 80, 100 feet in the air, changing the blades on a windmill. Filthy, come home filthy. It was dirty. That the girl I was living with at the time, she'd be like, "Yo, clean the tub after you shower, my guy," because I would just be filthy, just filthy. After that, bus tables in a Mexican restaurant. Spilled a lot of margaritas on a lot of people because I'm clumsy, like a bull in a china shop. We used to spill shit on people all the time. Finally, they were just like, "You can't do this. We can't have you doing this, dude. I'm too big." And actually, one time I was opening a door. There was this door. They said, "Do not stand in front of this door," but the door was next to where the bar was, where all the servers and bussers picked up drinks. So I'm standing behind this door, and then I go grab my drinks, a full tray of margaritas, and like these are Mexican restaurant, they do the jumbo margaritas, stupid amount of fucking tequila. I'm carrying this thing and I pause for 1 second in front of this door and the door flies open and fucking drinks go everywhere, dude, everywhere. I'm in the middle of the fucking restaurant, like, fuck, I suck at this job. Anyway, so I did that. When I was in New York City, what I did was structural steel and lead abatement. Structural steel lead abatement. So that means I had a sandblaster and I would sandblast bridges and overpasses and get the lead paint off the bridges. Most of the time I was a vacuum guy and I would walk around with a thick industrial vacuum that would, if you got it on your eyeball or your mouth or in your balls, it would suck your shit off. So you'd have to be all suited up. And the sandblast shot, if you blasted your leg, you would blast part of your leg off. Or if someone blasts, so sometimes you'd be blasting sometimes you'd be vacuuming and somebody blasting next to you and the shot would ricochet off the steel and hit you. And if it gets in your clothes, it burns you. But I know people who sandblast their leg, rip their shit open. Woo. So that's what I did before. I was in tunnels and fucking subway tunnels, bridges, overpasses, water towers. That's what I did before. And all this stuff, and I say all this to say, I've been grinding, learning what not to do, learning what I don't want to do, learning what, as I coach, seeing people make mistakes as I'm coaching them, learning what not to do, wasting money on investing in business, in certain areas of business, wasting money, making money, blowing money. I've grinded it out. Those are just based off the mistakes. That's just based on the mistakes. So when someone comes to me to ready to change their life, let's do it. Let's do a honest appraisal of what's working and what's not working. And if something's not working, I'm going to tell you it's not working. And men need this accountability. Women need the accountability too, but I think that female to female accountability comes off better. It's like I can keep my girl accountable, but if I'm not tactful, she may feel I'm attacking her. So it's up to her to have a solid core group of women to keep her accountable. Just like it's important for me to have a core group of men to keep me accountable. But men, we do an honest self-appraisal and we look at what's not working. That's what we look at. We can take a look at what's working, cool, but that's not why you came to me. You came to me because something's not working. That's why everybody goes to a coach. Or something is working and you want it to work better. But most of the time, someone's coming to me because they're going through a divorce. Someone's coming to me because they're switching their career and they hate their job. Someone's coming to me because they can't lose weight and they can't change their lives with their food. Me too. And these are all things. I just went through a divorce last year. Took a vow of celibacy. If you were listening last year, didn't sleep around, didn't do that. I dealt with it as healthily as I possibly could. So if you come with me about divorce, let's talk about the healing that comes along with that. So everything that I've experienced has not happened to me. It's uniquely qualified me to serve others. So that's me. So let's take a look at you. Take a look at you. Take a look at how God's qualifying you to serve. And think of if there was a position, if there was a job that you could work, that you can create your own job, what would it be? What job would that be? And so here's something. The woman who got a PhD. This is something I shared with her, and I was just sharing encouragement, just pouring into her. Told her I was like, I don't know this lady really at all. And I said to her, I was like, I'm so proud of you. She was like, dang, really? I said, yeah, I'm so proud of you. Tell people you're proud of them. Let that bitch breathe. I just sniffed right in. Tell people you're proud of them. Tell people you're proud of them. That means a lot. I've heard from my father 3 or 4 times in my entire life that he's proud of me. 3 or 4 times. So when someone says that to me, that means the fucking world. And no fault of my dad. It's not the way it's not his jam. I tell my son I'm proud of him all the time. Tell both my kids. Every child that I get to impact, because I get to impact a lot of kids' lives. I'm so lucky to do that. Kids I've mentored kids from 16, mentored men at 45, raised my stepson since he was 5 years old. He's about to turn 12. My girl son, 9. My biological child, he's 5. Tell them you're proud. Tell people you're proud of them. Tell kids you're proud of them. Tell your friends you're proud of them. Pour into people. But anyway, I was pouring into this woman's life, and I was telling her, you know what you've done is more than create opportunity for yourself. Because you and God are creating opportunities for you. But you don't understand that by capitalizing on the opportunities that you've created and that are being created for you, by capitalizing on those opportunities, you're creating generational opportunities. Seeing my mom do what she did, showed me that I can do anything. And my mom still tells me today, never give up. She believes in what I do. She says, never give up. She says, you're doing it. Never give up. Keep going. And I tell all of you, if you're grinding it out, never give up. Unless that's not what you really want to do. It's not really what you want to do. Then don't waste your time. Don't waste other people's time. Don't waste other people's time. Let that bitch breathe. Back on the Topo Chico train. Spicy order, as my son would say. But yeah, you're creating generational opportunities. You're teaching your children what's possible in the world. And that's so valuable. Can't put a price on that. Teaching your kids what's possible. My son will hear my podcast will come on because I'm subscribed to my own podcast. So it'll come on in my car sometimes. And he'll be like, Daddy, that's you. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's me, bro. That's me. That's me. Here's my voice. Something, God forbid, happens to me. He has 200 and something episodes. Go back and hear what his dad was about. He would hear what's important to his father. And when he grows up, he gets to see what's possible. He gets to see what authenticity looks like. He said, my dad didn't fake the funk. My dad did not fake the funk. So when you create what's possible in your life, you create that for your children, create that for your friends. Be the friend, be the person in your family who inspires the rest of the people in your family. My sister says to me, she says, Eric, when I talk to you, I think anything is possible. You know, that's the kind of impact I want to have. I want people when they speak to me to know that anything is possible. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate you. You get to do the same thing for your son. Anthony's a father, not a new father. It's been a couple years now, but yeah. So think about all the things that are happening for you, all those jobs I worked and lost, and they weren't for me. When those things don't work out, they're not for you. I remember working with my hands. I got these banana hands, dude. I got these fucking oven mitts, and I would be trying. I'd have my hands on a wrench in like some tiny ass little crawl space trying to fix them. I was like, this is not for me. I'm not built for this. These fucking sausage fingers. It's not built for. I'm not built for this. That wasn't for me. My clumsy ass in a restaurant was not for me. Bartending and bar backing, I would just couldn't. I would just drink. I'd be too drunk. Wasn't for me. When I found coaching in every capacity that I've coached, because I've coached in so many capacities, because people come to me for so many. People just come to me for just help me. People and then families come to me and say, "Help us, help us." My son's gonna die. My child's gonna die. People say, I'm struggling. I want to kill myself. Are you in therapy? Let's get you to the proper resources, but then I'm here to support you. Here to walk alongside you, lead from the front, lead from the side, lead from the back. That's leadership. Learn to lead in all the roles, evenly. Learn how to lead in all the roles. Not even numbers. Does it make sense? But you get what I'm saying. Anyway, how we doing on time? 22? Anyway. So speaking of causing and creating, so we have the 7-step men's mastermind starting up in the next couple of weeks. We haven't finalized the date of the start. Open enrollment starts this week. Enrollment starts this week. So I'm gonna be on the phone, calling people, connecting with people. So enrollment is. I was talking to my partner about this earlier. Enrollment's tricky because some people are master salesmen and saleswomen. Some people are masters. Me, not so much. Too honest. I'm enrolling as a human being, so people look at me and say, "I like what this guy's doing." But when it comes to getting people to write the check, they need to be fully enrolled. They need to be fully enrolled. I forgot what my point was, but open enrollment starts. So what I'm going to be doing, and if I reached out to you on Instagram already, I'm going to follow up with you. I want to get to know every single person that follows me and that I follow. And if you want to start writing into the podcast, Eric Rias at BigMoodCoach.com. You can write to the podcast. I want to hear from everybody who supports me. And then we'll get to hear what you're causing and creating, and we'll see if you're a good fit for the mastermind. It's gonna be men gathering, supporting one another. Corey George is along with us. Corey George is on the podcast a number of times. Trauma specialist, getting his PhD. Social worker, works in men's trauma healing. I don't know how to say that. He's gonna come on the podcast next couple weeks and talk about what we're causing and creating. Okay, it died. But yeah, we get to create. We get to create. So the 7-step mastermind, yeah, it's we're gonna start open enrollment. So I'm gonna be calling people. If you haven't gotten a message from me, you're gonna get a message from me soon. If you're a man, I'm gonna reach out and we're gonna get to know each other. I'm gonna connect. Because enrollment sales is hard. I'm not a good salesman. Not a good salesman. Because I don't want to sell you anything. I do not want to sell you anything. I want you to be enrolled in the vision. I want you to see the vision. When you see the vision, I want you to envision yourself within the vision, and let's create together. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. I want you to see the vision. I want you to see the vision, and I want us to create together. I want you to see the. Hold on, we're gonna go live on my phone. Let that bitch breathe. Okay, cool. But yeah, I want you to be enrolled in my vision. I want you to see what we're creating in the Big Mood container. See what we're creating in the Big Mood container and be committed to creating with us. My girl's creating on her end with women. You know, thank you, shout out to Corey George. Who just came on the podcast. We were just talking about you, Corey. Talk about the mastermind. Talk about what we're causing and creating in the world. Corey is a man who changes lives. He's dedicated. He's dedicated to it. He's dedicated to it. That's what he does with his waking hours. He changes his children's life, works in his children's lives. He's doing it. He's doing the deal. That's why we're bringing him. That's why I brought him along, asked him to partner with me in this mastermind because we want to change people's lives. And I want when you get that call from me, I want you to envision yourself in the container, working with other men, creating different things in the world, creating the change we want to see. You see something in the world you want to change, you change it. You change. Don't say, "Oh, you know, what would be a good idea. It'd be good if there was a men's group. I really wish there was a men's group. I really wish there was somewhere I can go connect with other guys. I really wish there was a networking group for people of color and minority business owners. I wish there was a dope place where we can come together as sober people in recovery and just vibe out. Create it. Create it, dude. Don't wait for anybody else. Don't wait for permission. You are the permission for other people. You are the permission for others. People are watching. People are waiting for you to move. That's how I see it. People are waiting for me to move. People want to see what I'm going to do. Then they say, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to go where he's going. I want to create. You know what? The biggest form of flattery is when someone says, you've inspired me. I want to create X, Y, and Z. Because they see I'm just creating it. Even if they don't fully support what I'm doing. I don't give a shit. And this is why I'm, as a businessman, not the best. Because I don't give a fuck if you really join what I'm doing. What I care about is that you're inspired. What I care about is that you're inspired. So you create. You get to create. Anyway, life's not happening to you. Pour into your friends. Tell them you're proud of them. You're creating opportunities for you. You're creating opportunities for your children. Creating opportunities for the people who care about you. They're watching you. People are watching. People are watching. If you're a man on my social media, I'm watching to see if you'd be a good fit for this container. I'm watching. Trying to create communities out here. That's what we're doing. That's what we get. That's what the county of San Diego has hired my company to create communities. We're working on a second deal to create women's communities or women or female identifying. We're creating communities of color. I don't often say to partner with people that love what they create. Exactly. Thank you, Corey. I do love what I do. I love what I create. I love what I do. I'm very lucky. I get to do I get to do most of the things that I want to do. If it's not a viable business model, then I'm not gonna. Obviously, it's not a good move. But some things are chess moves. I was talking to my girl about that today. Some things are equity moves. Some not equity. Yeah, some moves are equity moves. Some moves are chess pieces. Some events you throw, you may not make all your money back, but you just made yourself a name in the community. So the men's gathering, it has up to 20 people have showed up. We've had as low as 14 people come. We've created the space. The space is solidified. The space is created. The space is created for people to come as they are. Some things are chess moves, but love what you create and create safe opportunities for people. Safe opportunities. Safe environments for people to grow, people to transform. I know I was in a container last year. I was in ALA Ascension Leadership Academy last year for a year. I did it online and I did it in person from beginning to end. And I was in a container. It was hectic. It was stretching me so thin. Last year was one of the hardest years of my life. one of the best years of my life, and it stretched me so thin. But we got to created a lot. We raised, I forgot, $200,000 for a cause that we for the homeless population in Austin. Raised like $200K, something like that. I don't remember. Maybe $100K or 77,000, something like that. Some crazy amount of number, and we did it in 23 days. Did it in 23 days. There's people in the group who raised $10,000. Single people raised. You get to see what you can create. See what you can create. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm getting redundant, but if you're listening, rate, share, subscribe. Please, your subscription means something to us. It's a free way to show your support. Hit the like button. Download the podcast. Let it take up storage on your iPhone. Go to BigMood TV. Watch the podcast. We might have another podcast coming out on the channel. We might. We can talk about it. We might have another channel coming up. We'll see. But if you're listening, make sure to subscribe. Go to Eric_BigMood Coach on Instagram. DM me. Let's talk. If you want to write to the podcast, you want to speak to us, Eric Bryas at BigMoodCoach.com. Holler at me. Let's talk. We're up out of here. Peace.